What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Survivor Now podcast. Man, it feels good to say that. I have not said that in like a month. I am here. I am the host, Randy Bruce, but I'm also joined by my great friends. You guys all know and love them. I'm joined by Survivor Abe Abraham himself from season 41 of U.S. Survivor. And by the way, he's sporting some new merchandise we have. Look at that.
We got the new shirts.
Look at that. It has all of our original logos. Abraham, how are you doing today?
Man, look, you know what? I'm happy to be back talking about Survivor. You know, it's been a few weeks off. I've enjoyed them, but now it's time to get back. And look, and we're going to kick it off with Survivor South Africa.
A completely new show that you've said you've only seen one episode. I haven't seen any, but I have to know real quick, how is your off season? We got to take a few weeks off there we were putting in the work, Abraham. We were doing US Survivor, Australian Survivor. Doing like guest interviews on other podcasts and stuff. Like we were putting in the work. So how was your couple weeks off?
My weeks off, actually, I was traveling. I went out to LA for the season finale of season 42. I got a chance to meet some of the guests, Romeo, Chanel, Tori, got a chance to talk to them about their season. Then I went over and hung out with Brad from my season out on the ranch. Got a chance to see how ranch life was. It was exciting. It's fun. Me and Sarah did that. Then got a chance to go up to Chicago and get a chance to meet some of the other Survivor cast from my season. So I've been traveling. I got one more trip. It's going to be tonight. I'm going up with Danny McCoy, who is going to be on this season of the challenge. I'm going to be at his premiere party. So I've been moving around. But now, Randy, I'm back with you.
Back to basics. Yeah. We got a few news to get out of the way here for you guys. A few Survivor Now podcast news. We're happy to be back and we are busy. So how this is going to work, 4 episodes a week for Survivor South Africa. Abraham and I are not going to be covering every single episode like that. It'd be way too much. So we're going to do breakdowns for you guys on Fridays, covering the biggest moments and the biggest castaways of the week. And that will be available exclusively to you guys who are on our premium program, 99 cents a month. That is it. You can buy a chocolate bar for more. That's less than chocolate bar, basically, is what I'm saying. 99 cents a month, and you'll get Survivor South Africa breakdowns, some extra Survivor interviews, and you will also get some extra shows as well. So make sure to join on to that. If you can't find the link on Spotify, go to anchorpodcast.com. That's anchor.com, whichever way you want to type that in, and you can go to our page on there. We also have a link in our bio on Instagram at Survivor Now Podcast. So get a part of our premium program for even more Survivor content. We start covering Big Brother. Big Brother 24 starts tonight as well as the challenge. They both start tonight. And we will be covering that. Yeah, a lot of stuff starting on Friday. We'll be doing our Big Brother breakdown shows, talking about the live evictions and talking about what went on that week of Big Brother. Will be joining us for that. So make sure to check that show out. And we have so many other shows. Go check out our Premier League show, Avoiding Relegation, and then our new movie show that we're doing on Sundays, Relax Cinema. So plenty of content. Abraham, we have expanded. Last July, we're coming in pretty much. It's July 6th. I believe I did my first podcast on July 17th. So we are coming in on 1 year anniversary, and we have grown. Huge news as well. While our breakdowns will be only available for premium members, what everybody will get to listen to is every Friday I will have the honor of interviewing the eliminated castaways from Survivor South Africa. As they leave, I'll get their thoughts on their time in the game. I am so excited. Abraham, this podcast has grown, man. It has taken over.
Now, Survivor South Africa is unique. We get an opportunity to see Survivor US, Survivor Australia, now South Africa. Get a whole different perspective on the game of Survivor, how it's played, what's the perspective, what do they look at and say, okay, you know what? This is how I want to address to win. How would I be the sole survivor when originally this wasn't even in our country? Now, Survivor is global. And Randy is global. because we get a chance to talk to all Survivor guests. So this is going to be pretty interesting. For me, it's going to be a great opportunity for being on Survivor, but now to talk to contestants from around the world. Had a great time with the Australian Survivor cast. Now looking forward to Australia in South Africa.
Yeah, Abraham, I hope you know that. You're going to be joining me for the interviews, my guy.
Oh, we're going to have a great time.
Friday mornings, you'll be able to check all those interviews out probably about Friday midday for us in the States. Only other thing, make sure to go over to our Instagram and follow us at Survivor Now Podcast. You can check out Abraham's Instagram as well at Abraham_99_99, or you can check out my Instagram at I'm Randy Bruce. And go ahead and check in on that Instagram page because we've got some very exciting news coming in the next couple of days. I can't confirm it as of now, but Abraham knows what it is, and he'll tell you it's going to be worth the wait when we're allowed to reveal that.
If you were a true Survivor fan, you're going to go out there and check this out. That's all I'm going to
say. It's going to be really fun. So let's get to this cast assessment for Survivor South Africa Season 9, Return of the Outcasts. So these are all returning members of the show. They're all coming back for a second chance. I think it's everybody's second chance. I don't think there's anyone this season who's played 2 times.
No, it's Return of the Outcasts by its title for this season, which I think is great. Give people every chance to come back out and play again. You get some of the backstories on why some of the cast didn't make it as far as they would like to on the show. But again, it's going to be unique because now we get to kind of look in to see how others play Survivor, see how they digest the game of Survivor. I'll play out last.
I do have to say, please be patient with me. I am terrible with names, and especially names that I don't know how to pronounce. So I'm sure I'm going to mispronounce a lot of these names, especially because they're South African names, and there's probably different ways to say certain letters than they are here in the States. So please have patience with me. I'm going to try my best, especially with the towns too, because I'm going to give you a short little description of every castaway. And then Abraham and I will spend just a couple minutes talking about what we think about them, if they can make merge, and what we expect from them this season. And it's always fun to go back once the season airs and look at what we said, because I've never seen any Survivor South Africa. Abraham's only seen 1 episode, and Abraham's done some more research than me here because I just have their pictures, and that's pretty much it. I just go off their pictures. But Abraham, ready to go.
I just made sure I did a review and typed it up so I could read it.
All right, let's start with our first castaway here, Chapman Chapman. What a name. I love that name. Chappies is 31 years old and lives in Centurion with his wife and son. He is calmer and more at peace than before, partly due to his son's arrival. Besides acting, he is also into real estate, online business, and motivational speaking. All right, so Abraham, I will let you go first, sir, on Chapman Chapman.
So Mr. Chapman came out there. He was on Immunity Island. That was the season he went out and played. To me, he kind of resembles, hey, I'm going to be that player that's going to go out there and I'll say what I want to say. I think that's what got him in trouble. He just spoke his mind, said what he wanted to say, and he alienated people. And unfortunately, in the game of Survivor, it's about making relationships. So with the birth of his son, as he said, it makes him a better player. Also gives him an opportunity to step back and say, okay, how can I get a better relationship going on versus alienating? And you learn from your first round. We've seen in Australia where you've gone out there before, but you learn from the past mistakes, and hey, some of the things you hope not to repeat. So the first thing for him as a contestant, I'm gonna look to see if he's changed. That's gonna be when I first episode. I'm looking to see if he's changed.
I want to see how differently he plays now. It says that he should be calmer and everything, but I'm really interested to see how he plays now because of the birth of his son, because it's going to be different playing out there as a father than when you weren't a father. You know, you're going to play a completely different game. I'm interested to see his skills of lying because, you know, we know he can talk. He's a motivational speaker, so he's a good talker. And he's got background in real estate and he's an actor. What? Like, this is a recipe for a very, very dangerous player.
Well, we've seen people that have had the skill set, but also was the first one voted out. So we don't. when it comes to me and being on Survivor and understanding some of the dynamics of it, it really comes down to who's going to be on your tribe. That's really what it's going to come down to. And can you use those skills to work within that relationship part of it, which he's already said before. He has to build relationships. If he can't build relationships, or somebody says he's a fast talker, we may see him with a quick exit. We'll see.
How far do you think? How far do you predict Chappie's to make it? I'm going to say he's going to make the merge. I think he could be a villain this season. I actually do. And I think he's going to make the merge.
Jumping out early. I'm going to give him to the merge. I'm going to give him to the merge because I want to see if he really understands what happened in his last season. So I'm going to put down here, I'm going to give him an M for the merge. That's going to be the merge. We're going to have to go back and check these, man. This is my prediction.
Hey, can you write? I don't have a paper by me. Can you write mine down as well?
I'm going to put you down for the merge.
I'm saying merge. And yes, we're going to have to do a show at the end of the season. We didn't do this for Australia, and we should have. Or Survivor 42. When we make these predictions, we should write it down, and then at the end of the year, see how wrong we were.
So nobody can change. Be like, hey, no, that's not what you said at the beginning. Okay,
all right.
We're gonna say you're gonna make it to the merge.
Yeah, that's where I'm putting him. So next up, we've got Dante De. See these names: Dante De Villiers, something like that. Dante's 31 years old and comes from the Cape West Coast, where he grew up. In previous seasons, he felt he did not have the words to convince people to believe him. So Dante, or I like to call him Fabio, he's got the long blonde hair. Yeah, I don't know. He's going to be good at challenges. That's the first thing that comes off my mind. I hope he's a great social player, but I just don't see it from Dante. And like I said, I have not seen any of these people play. I'm going solely based off picture. Excuse me, and the descriptions of what I've read. I think his social game's going to lack, and he's going to be a physical threat. Do they keep him in the game because of his physical nature, which we do see more with these Survivor games? In the US in particular, it's like, this guy's a strong player, vote him out. But in South Africa and Australia, we see a lot of times, this guy's a strong player. He's going to help us in these tough challenges. Let's keep him. Could that carry him on? Maybe. But I think he'll be gone before the merge.
By his own statement, it's just a matter of social skills. Can he team up with the right 3 or 4 people to get to the merge? Because, it's 10 on each tribe. So can he team up with 3 or 4 of the right people? And do they want to, we're going to see him because he was in Island of the Secrets. So is he going to team up with the right group to get him to the merge? I'm going to say that he makes it to the merge.
Okay, I'm saying pre-merge.
Only because he's going to have an opportunity, one, to help his tribe out. So if he can help his tribe win challenges, he can make it to the merge. Now, it's going to be contingent on the fact that those 3 or 4 people actually want to keep him, or he understands how to put himself in a position to be valuable to it until he gets to the merge.
Abraham, is social skills something that you can add, like you can do better with? Or, we saw with Mark. Mark was he needed to improve his social skills, and he did to an extent, but he still struggled at times. Is that something you think that you can improve on, or is it just, if you don't have the social skills, shut your mouth and kind of go to the back and just stay quiet?
Well, and Mark's thing is his social skills Sam was his buffer. So as long as the focus is on Sam, it really wasn't on Mark. So Mark could kind of lay in the background. And then once he got to a certain part of the game, it's just a matter of, okay, I have immunity. I want immunity. If you get around that 7-5 spot, you got a chance to win Survivor. So for him, I'm like, okay, if he can get past the merge, he might have a chance. So I'm gonna say he makes it to the merge.
Real quick on that Survivor Australia note. I know what next season could be. It's rumored to be heroes versus villains, and I'm not going to be the one to spoil any of the cast right here, but I'll talk to Abraham afterwards. I know 2 of the cast members who are coming back, and I am very excited.
I hope it's my guy. I hope it's my guy. Because they deserve to come back.
Who's your guy?
The Joker. The Joker. The Joker deserves to come back.
I'm not saying anything, but that might be.
and if you haven't gone out and look at Survivor Australia, you need to go check this out. It's well worth the season.
Oh,
it is well worth.
It was fantastic. So let's move on here.
Okay.
Did you write those down? So I said pre-merge and you said merge.
I think it's gonna make it to the merge. Okay, got it.
All right. Next up, Dino Pillow. Dino has a likable and charming personality that makes him lovable. His work is a perfect match for his competitive nature, making him the perfect team player in sports like soccer and rowing. Oh, I am so excited. Now, out of all the castaways, this is the guy that I've talked to the most, like outside of the game. He followed us and everything. He's been a great supporter of our show, like right as soon as we started covering it. So Dino, I am very excited. Yes, we do play bias here at Survivor Now podcast. I'm excited, Abraham. I'll let you go first on Dino because I went first last time, but I'm excited to chat about him.
Dino was a immunity island. Dino would have to settle down. Like any player, you can't. We saw it in our season for US. Once you become paranoid, it's no way to get away from it. You are your worst enemy. If he can control that part of the game, I think he's going to have a good time. I think he's going to enjoy himself, and I think he's going to be. I'm gonna put him up there in at least the top 6. I say he makes it to the top 6 only if he control and say, okay, don't let the game get the best of him. Because we saw it in the last season where players were like, no, this is going on. I got to control this. I got to control that. And next thing you know, they were the next to go. Had they just sat back and kind of let a couple things happen without their control, guess what? They'd have been in the top 5, top 3. So it's Dino. I'm gonna have to wait and see. He's either gonna work one or two ways. He's either gonna be towards the winning stack in the top 7 or 6, or he's gonna be voted out in the early bunch. I'm gonna say he doesn't make it to the merge.
Oh no, you're saying pre-merge?
I'm putting it pre-merge.
There's gonna be someone who comes back and absolutely kills it and completely changes their game. I think this is gonna be Dino, and I'm saying it right here. Dino is final 3. Dino will be the final 3 of this season. Yeah, I got to keep track. Right, like I said, I don't know if Abraham's written this down. I'm looking at pictures, but outside of pictures, I haven't written all of this down. So I don't know how many people I'm going to say make merge and stuff, but I know Dino is going to be the first person in my final 3. I think he is going to kill it this season. I think we're going to see a season similar to Mark's. Not near as perfect as Mark's and not as great of game, but I think he will run the show this season, and I think he will make it to the final 3, but I don't think he's going to win. I don't.
Hey, look, I'm going to type this up. I'm going to send it back to you, so you can't say, well, I didn't know what I got it right here. So we're going to see.
What did you say? Did you say pre-merge or you say?
Pre-merge, he's out.
Abraham, how?
If you let the game consume you to the point that you think everybody's lying to you, somebody got another agenda, and you trust nobody, guess what? You're the person on the outs. Because then they don't feel like they can go talk to you about anything. Because whatever you talk to them about, you're like, well, no, I don't know. Or you seem like you're unsure about some stuff. We really gonna have to wait to see how that first episode pans out. So I'm kicking him out pre-merge.
Okay. Next up, we have Felix Go Blow. Felix is 32 years old and comes from Pretoria. He is a family man with 2 children. As a natural leader and great sports person, his mission in life is to succeed, provide for his family, and make them proud of him. All right, Felix. I mean, first things first, this guy looks like a lovable dude. This guy looks like he kind of looks like, you know, the old phrase, like a big teddy bear. He looks like a big teddy bear that like you might see and you might think, okay, this guy's a tough guy. But I think he's going to be a kind-hearted soul.
So Felix came off of Island of the Secrets too. So 2 things with him. One, I think he's going to make it to the merge for the same reason you think. I think he's going to be a likable guy.
Yeah, I agree.
He may have enough introspective about how he played the game the first time and what he brought to the table to say, okay, you know what? I'm not going to do it that way. But so I'm gonna give Felix to the merge. I'll say Felix makes it to the merge. After that, I think it's gonna be who he aligns himself with. Mm-hmm. I think he's gonna be that guy in the tribe. I think he's gonna work But if he falls back into his old ways, his personality changes, Felix is going to go too. So I think it's going to come down to his social skills. Has he learned from his time on Island of the Secrets to say, okay, that approach really did not do me any justice because he got voted out early. Did he, had he learned from that part of it? So I'm going to give Felix, I'm going to say he learned from it based off of what we've seen thus far in his write-up, and he makes it to the merge.
I will second that. I'll say merge. And then I'll go a little bit further than that. If you want to put a little parentheses or something, I'll say he makes final 8 in particular.
You see these notes, you're going to be like, did I really say that? Yes, you did.
Wow, Abraham's not agreeing with anything I'm saying over here. You said he's going to make merge too. You don't think he could make final 8 after making merge? I think this is going to be a lovable guy. I think of, like I said, my memory is terrible, so I just go off recent seasons. I see like a Mike Turner. Someone who you think might be a little hard, and then you find out they're the sweetest person in the world. I do think he's going to reach the point where they get him out of there, just because I think he'll be one of those pickoffs where someone plays an idol, or they're like, hey, we're going to flip the game. Let's just get rid of this guy. I think that's going to be him. I could see him kind of at the bottom of an alliance, but I'll say top 8.
See, here's why I don't say top 8. If you go back and look, a lot of these are from the same season.
Mm-hmm.
Some people can't forget. That's what messes up the whole. Where they're going to be at? So if they're coming off the same season where they all played together, they may have a grudge that they're still holding from their season. Which is, if you put my season back all together, I guarantee it's going to be some grudges. So they're not going to forget the things that happened in our season. Jeff, if you're listening out there, you should go ahead and put a whole season and put them all back together again and see how they play again. That's a good title. Return of the season.
I definitely think they should.
Yeah, return of the season. And that's the only reason why I don't give him top 8, because he's coming back with some of his original players from his season. And if there's some grudges held from what happened, it could derail his game. Okay. And that could derail any of their games.
Either one of us is going to be way wrong. At least one of us will, or maybe both of us will. It'll be fun to see.
You might want to go back and look at my 42 stats of who I thought was going to win Survivor to see who's better at this.
Hey, every person that I say is going to, all my winner picks go out very early. So if you're my winner pick, I'm sorry for you. But next up, we have Killarney Jones. Killarney is 51 years old from Johannesburg. She has competed in martial arts internationally, earning her black belts in various categories. In her previous season, she did not understand the game well. Killarney, she's going out pre-merge. She's going out. She's got the age going against her. I hate to say it, but she does have
gunshots.
Hey, I'm just saying, age is going against her. And I just think she didn't understand the game well last time. We've seen this. I mean, maybe she shocks me like Chrissy did for Australia, but I'm fairly confident she'll be out pre-merge.
I'm gonna say that she's not gonna come off as a threat, and I'm saying that she's gonna be able to hold her own in the challenges. And if she can do that, she's gonna make it to the merge.
You have her making it to the merge, but not Dino. What is going on here?
Chrissy made it past the merge to the top 3, and nobody saw that coming.
Okay, so you're saying Are you saying she's going to be a GOAT?
No. Look. Mike made it to the final 3.
She's going to be one of the first. Age. She's going to be one of the first 4 out.
No, I got to write this down.
First 4 out. I am calling it. Like I said, I could be way wrong.
Look, you got to write this down because it's juicy.
You're
juicy.
Sending it to me, right? Sending me a picture.
I'm gonna type it up and send it to you.
Okay.
First, one of the first 4 out. I'm gonna say that she makes it to merge, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Look at it. She's coming in the game. She's a little more settled down. She's not gonna get rattled like the rest of them, and she's just gonna play the game. If by this time, if you played Survivor and you choose to go back and play again, I would hope that you learned something.
Abraham, we know for some people that's not the case always. They don't always learn something.
Thanks, Russell.
Next up, we have Marian de Vos. Marian is 32 years old and comes from Cape Town. She studied fashion and now works as a buyer in the real estate industry. She is probably the biggest Survivor fan in South Africa. All right, Abraham, start us off I already lost her name. Marian.
Top five.
Top five. Oh,
she's gonna make it to the
merge. Why top five?
She already got the marker as a villain. So for the last season, she's like, hey, as Survivor South Africa, first true female villain.
See, this is information that Abraham has because he did research, and I can't reiterate enough how I have done no research. I'm looking off their pictures and their pictures alone and what I've kind of know about them. I didn't know that.
Teamwork. That's why we're on this teamwork podcast. Look, I think she's already settled back and said, okay, I've seen where mine went wrong. And if she corrects that, top five. I think by that time somebody gonna vote her out, but
so Abraham still doesn't have someone in his top three yet. I'm gonna say merge. I do think she makes the merge. I'm very interested to see her play. She's one of the players I'm most excited to watch.
Now she by her own video has an Achilles heel, so we'll see if her social game has changed enough. But I'm putting her in top five. Usually all of mine are good.
All right, top five. Abraham's feeling pretty confident here as we continue to move on here. Let me see. Okay. Number 7, our 7th castaway out of 20, right, Abraham? 20 castaways, 20. I believe. Meryl. Don't even. Meryl Shaloshowitz. I know that is wrong.
Meryl, thank you for being part of Game Survivor. Reach out so we can put you on the podcast so we can properly enunciate your last name.
Yes, please. She is 31 years old and comes from Centurion. She studied musical theater degree and started her career as a musician and a performer. Let me switch over here. I'm multitasking. All right. So Meryl. Okay. Meryl is on my team, by the way. She is on my team. I drafted her. She's on our team because I did a Survivor Now podcast draft with go check out on our Instagram page. We're doing a competition between 4 other podcasts: Survivor Cast International, Survivor UK Revived, Slaying the Dragon, TNO Survivor, hashtag Top of the Pods. Go cheer on your favorite podcast. She was our first round draft pick, Abraham. We had to pick last. We had the 5th pick in the draft, and she was our first round draft pick. And because of that, she is my winner pick. Meryl is winning this entire competition. Yes, this sweet girl is going to win the competition. I'm talking Erica vibes.
We are number 8 on the list. We already got the winner pick.
Number 7. We're 7 on the list. So yeah, she came up. She came up first. Okay. And she is going to win this competition. I think I'm excited to watch her. Obviously, she's already reached out because she's on my team. I gotta back my girl here. She was the first round pick for us. And I think she's super sweet. I do. I think she does have that fire that she can bring out if she needs to. And I think she's going to kind of play a quiet game to start off, get in an alliance, and I think past the merge, she'll really come into her own, and I think she'll steal the win from Dino. I really do. I think Dino will be looked at as the guy who should win, and I think she'll win. Yeah.
The guy kicked out before the merge. I'm going to put her in my top 5.
Top 5, okay.
And here's my one reason why. In her write-up, she says, I just want to have fun. If you come in having a good time, look at Marianne.
Yeah.
From season 42, she had fun from the beginning. Now, when Marianne gave her statement at the final tribal council, if you've not seen that poetry in motion, everybody that thought she was all over the place, she was goofy or whatever, go back and look at just that 5 minutes. Marianne laid out her whole game of Survivor.
Oh, and when she pulled out that idol, I had this and I didn't even tell anyone. Game over.
Mic drop. And here's the thing about it is, so I'm gonna ride with you on this one, but I'm gonna go top 5.
Top 5.
But you got it down as a winner. Let's
I
see,
do.
Let's see if
you think it's possible? Do you think it's possible?
Anybody that can get into the top 5 can win. anybody. It's just those last two challenges in there to get it down to the last
I think she's smart enough too that if she makes it to the final three, I think she can put together a good case. Obviously, we don't know what she's going to do in the game, but I think she'll be smart enough to put together a good paragraph of why she should win, a good monologue. Hey, if she comes into the final three and she uses her musical theater background to sing about why she should win, imagine if she sang, like she just started singing about why she should win. It'd be a Survivor first.
It's a treat for us, but it's also a 39-day show too. So sometimes day 25 is crucial. So we're gonna see. I like her as a top 5. You like her as a winner. So I'm gonna go with that.
Next up, we have Palisa Tau. Tau is 31 years old and from Johannesburg. She works as a radio presenter and producer, hosting our health talk show. This time, she is aiming to be more social and will try to be more intentional and proactive. Abraham, it's a reoccurring thing here. People saying they want to be more social this time around. That's probably the hardest part of the game of Survivor. Look, you can be physical and stuff, but having that social game is really what carries you on to the.
Well, just like a U.S. game, you're bringing people in from around for the U.S., but different parts of the states with different backgrounds, raised differently, and you're going to throw them onto an island and say, okay, I need you to actually get along and figure out how to win the game. So same basic concept. I like her because she has a background in communications. An ability to be able to communicate and talk with anybody, especially being the radio. I think she has a very good chance. I'm gonna put her in my top. I'm gonna put her in the top 6.
I think she looks like a boss, Abraham.
I'm gonna put her in the top 6.
Her photos that I've seen, I'm like, this is a girl who's not going to mess around. This is a girl that is going to, if you F her over, she'll let you know about it. I think this is a girl. I'm excited to watch her play, and I think she could be a sneaky villain this season.
I'm looking forward to her using her background to be able to because you got retrospect. She was on the Philippines, so she has retrospect to go back and look and see how her game went, and say, okay, what do I need to make tweaks? All of them have the same opportunity to go back and change their game a little bit. And her write-up was no predetermined strategy. I hope she comes into this game with a laid-out strategy with room to execute.
I'll say she does make merge. That's as far as I can go. I can't really say an emphasis on like top 6 or anything, but I do think she'll make the merge. Next up, we have Phil Dixon. Sorry, typo here. Phil, I believe it's Phil. Is it Phil or Fis?
It's Phil. I got Phil.
Okay, cool. Because it says Phil, and then in the description it says Fis. Phil is 40 years old from Johannesburg. He is a trained firefighter and paramedic, but is now working as a fire risk assessment manager. Man, it's got to be good to have a firefighter on your team. He should know how to start a fire, right?
Look, once you take we start fires with things from the store. Most people don't go out there and actually start fire from like the flint version of it. For those that can, great. I can at home in my garage, but didn't do it on Survivor. I broke the flint. He got a good chance. I think that if he comes in there and he really kind of figure out what your season was previously, and you got to have some type of strategy about it. My strategy didn't work for my season. I wanted to keep the tribe strong, but that strategy didn't work. I wish I would have played in season 42 where that strategy would have been great. No, I'm back off that. I'm back. I like Phil. I think he's definitely going to make the merge. But I want to see how his game play is going to be. He's definitely going to make the merge.
I agree. I think he makes the merge. I think he could be a leader for the tribe, but he doesn't come off as a person who is going to be a bossy leader. I think he could come. I'm thinking of season 10. What was his name? Was it Tom? No. Yeah, it might have been Tom. Survivor Pillow.
Yeah, see, bossy.
Do you know who I'm talking about though?
No. Look, it's so many Survivor characters in my mind.
He was a firefighter. Tom Weston, I think. I think Tom Weston was his name.
He's awesome.
Let me look it up.
You can see, bossy is that's a term you never want to use in Survivor. You want to be convincing to talk. You want to convince people, hey, just come give me a hand. If you don't, go ahead and do it and call it a day.
Yeah, Tom Westman. I think that's who I could see him being like a leader like that. Not like he just kind of leads the tribe, not like a super bossy leader or anything.
If he can come in there and establish himself as somebody, hey, let's just get it done, and align himself with the right 3 or 4 people. You got to have at least 3 or 4 in that first 10. If you got 3 or 4 that's on the same page, you can't be voted out because now you got enough of a majority vote. Now, for everybody out there that just counted 3 to 4 versus 6, there's always some throwaway people in there. It's about 2 or 3 people that's undecided. You're not worried about that.
Next up, we have Pinty Giny. She is 30 years old and comes from Cape Town. In the previous season, she had a strong work ethic around camp and was equally valuable in challenges. All right. Why don't you start us off here?
Oh, her write-up was she's lack of social fitness and confrontational behavior.
Yeah, that's why I have her going pre-merge. That is the exact reason why. You can't be someone who's going to start stuff and what do you say?
I'm gonna put the emoji fire emoji next to her name. Oh man, this she's gonna have to align with somebody. I'm gonna put it for pre-merge too, man. We're gonna have to agree.
Yeah, she's going out pre-merge.
Pre-merge. We're gonna put you at pre-merge.
This is the bad thing. I should have looked at the site. So it stops giving us descriptions of people, and now it's just their name. So it gave us descriptions of, 10, the first 10. All good though, because I can pull this up.
Yeah, she would have to make not a 360, but confrontational is definitely not good on Survivor.
Next up, so now I gotta kind of pull them up name wise. PK Patel, and all I'll say, PK is a mining technician who viewers will recognize because of his signature South African flag that he carries with him at all times. PK is in great physical shape due to his experience as an MMA fighter, but underneath his competitive appearance is a player who is a strategic thinker too. So this is another guy that I have on my team, right? Is PK. And call me biased, but he is the final member of my final 3. I love what this guy has. I think this guy is going to be a great player. Yeah, I'm saying it. My final 3 is Dino, PK, and Meryl. And that's just off the top of my head. And I think I love what PK has. I could see him being seen as a strong threat and maybe getting voted out sooner. I hope he doesn't get into any arguments with anyone. But this dude, I think he's going to be a really good player, Abraham. I really do.
I'm gonna put PK down for the merge. He'll definitely make the merge, and I'm gonna put top 6 next to it. But I'm gonna put an asterisk next to it because oh man, it's been if this social game has elevated. If his social game is elevated, he will make it past the merge into the top 6.
So
that's
do you
really
have
for him.
Do you have anyone that you've written down so far that you think could be top 3?
Oh wait, I have one. No, she made the top 5. Nobody.
No top 3 yet. Do you know who your winner pick is? I'm excited to hear who it eventually ends up being.
When we get to it.
Okay.
When I get to it, I'll be like, I want to pick.
I think PK is going to kill it in challenges too, man. I just think he's going to be like an all-around player.
It's going to be fun to watch this whole season unfold, being in South Africa, how they approach the game of Survivor. But from everybody's write-up thus far, they have some social skills that they need to develop or work on in order to be better players of Survivor. So this is going to be interesting to see who made the most strides in preparing to come back out and play. That's really what it's going to come down to. And here's the thing about it is, the players are only one aspect of Survivor. The elements, where they're going to be playing at, what type of conditions they're going to be playing in, all that stuff is going to factor in. So day 1, we probably won't learn a lot about them. But by day 7, we're going to see everybody feel and be who they truly are. So if you still carry that same baggage from last time you played, or you haven't made a lot of strides to make changes in yourself, we're gonna see it. So that's why you only make it to the merge, or you don't make it past the merge.
Hey, we're gonna see season 7. Excuse me, episode 7 really fast, or day 7, or whatever it is, because 4 episodes a week. We're gonna get to day 7 very fast.
The real survivor of castaways will present themselves, and we'd be like, "Oh, let me scratch that out."
Hey, they didn't. Yeah, well, it's gonna be a busy time watching 4 episodes a week. Next up, we have our 12th castaway, Seamus, 25 years old. He's a property broker from Durban. Seamus is a super fan of the Survivor franchise who is not out to make any friends on the island. He confesses that he is coming into the game to play hard, cause chaos, and initiate as many blindsides as possible. Oh, Abraham. He's coming in to cause chaos.
Remerge. You coming in now. We've yet to see an aggressive player win Survivor.
No, he's not winning, but he's making it to the merge. No, I'm kidding. Don't write me down for that. Pre-merge.
You're coming in way too aggressive. The first couple of days of Survivor is just to get to know people. The game speeds you up in different ways. So if you got time in between to get to know them. If you're not socializing, get to know them and getting some type of social foundation built, guess what? You're going to be the victim. You're going to be the Survivor victim. So are you going to be the target on Survivor? So at the end of the day, coming in there, and that's the thing, overplaying the game. We saw that in season 42. The young lady that went out early in the game. She overplayed the game. And she didn't trust anybody. She kind of went on with her own thing. And guess what? Early boot.
Oh, I was thinking Daniel. That's who I was thinking there.
No, Daniel just had a bad arm and he was
all over the place. Around. All over the place.
I think her name wasn't Sasha. Her name was she was a military young lady.
Swatney. Or something like that. Swapnil.
Yeah. Sorry for messing your name up.
Yes, very sorry.
She was out of there. She just overplayed the game, and he gives me those same vibes like he's gonna overplay the game. Keep it simple.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone would want to go into a game, Abraham, especially a social game like this. Why would anyone say, I'm going to go in and cause chaos? When have we, like you said, sorry, I'm typing while I say this so I can get the next person up. When have we ever seen, Survivor be a game? I think of one of the notorious troublemakers. I look back at Russell Hance's nephew.
Russell Hance's nephew was off the.
What was his name again? Oh my gosh.
He just went off the rails. I don't know why he just literally went off the rails.
How would Abraham react if he saw someone dump all the rice into the sand?
I would be like, I'm not voted out next. I gotta know who's voted out next. That'd be one less vote I got to worry about because we're definitely voting you out. But he not only did he do that, which was because we've had that incident before where people have dumped the rice out. In Browns versus Brink versus Beauty, we had that before.
It was Brandon Hands, by the way. I just thought of that. Yeah.
But he took it to a whole aggressive level of physical interaction.
He was about to start a fight with Philip Shepard.
Yeah, he wanted to go with physical interactions, and you can't have that on TV like that. They'll be like, "Hey, what's going on?"
We've got 8 more people to go before we finish these 8. I will remind you guys. So this is available for everyone, and I'm going to be interviewing the eliminated castaways every Friday, all 4 of them. That will be available to everyone. But if you want to see more of Abraham and myself talk about and discuss Survivor South Africa, you got to become a part of our premium plan, 99 cents a month. You can find that on anchor.com on our Anchor page, links in the bio, or hit us up on Instagram and we'll send that to you, or you can become a premium member on Spotify as well. So next up we have, I'm going to have to send a text real quick, Abraham, real quick.
Sure.
But I'll let you start off with this guy. Shane Hatton. He's 42 years old. He's a media salesman. He might be in a run-of-the-mill job now, but media salesman Shane is a multifaceted man with an unusual life story. He has worked in counterintelligence in Afghanistan, designed shoes, hiked the Rocky Mountains solo as a youngster. He suffers from ADD and calls himself a bit of a nutcase. So go ahead. I'm going to send this text real fast. I'll let you take the reins on this one.
He also got voted out the game with an idol in his pocket. So blindsided with an idol. I'm not going to take him to the merge. I think that he's going to overplay the game. He's going to overplay the game. And when you take an idol, that means you're trusting either the wrong people or you're on the wrong side of something. And I don't think he's going to be able to get out of his own way. So especially with an idol. And here's the thing about it is, you're coming back to play a second round of Survivor with people that played with you on the first time you played. So it all depends on how they either forget or trust. Do I have a short memory, or I just don't trust you because I've seen what you've done before, and can I believe you on the second go round? Because everybody's trying to win. So I'm going to put him pre-merge. Matter of fact, I'm going to put him first.
Oh, first out. Oh,
I'm going to put him first.
Hey, I'll do that with you. I'll put him first out. It's going to be tough. I mean, I really hate to see it, but yeah, I agree with everything you've said. Just being kind of a bit of a nutcase right there is will tell you. And unfortunately, the ADD is not going to help him out at all. I'm not saying he can't play with ADD. We've seen plenty of people come in with ADHD and stuff like that and do fine. I'm just saying it's not going to help him out at all. And plus, Abraham's going to roll his eyes at me. You got to be the right type of player to be able to play on the older side and make it far into the game. And he's got the age going against him too, which is already going to, you add that on top of everything, it's going to make it even harder. So it's, you know, Abe, you get put in with all these young kids. They team up on you. Those young kids are terrible.
I need y'all to go back at episode that I dominated the entire challenge.
And they still voted you out.
You a hater. You're supposed to be on my side. So
I am on your side. We talked about this. I was completely on your side.
When it comes to physical challenges, it's not so much as your age is where you fit yourself into that challenge.
Yeah.
So we know what we see the challenges. So if you know that carrying sandbags is not going to work for you, or you know you didn't do anything but sit on the chair before you came out there, don't grab it. Don't touch anything heavy. Just pick your spot that works with the team. That's all you got to do.
You dominated that challenge.
I had a blast. That's the problem. When I told you I had a ball, I had a ball. But you didn't see the end of the challenge. I was tired.
If I remember the challenge, you weren't the one on the puzzle who lost it.
No, I was not on that puzzle. And everybody that was on the puzzle made it to the merge. I was not on that puzzle. I should have jumped on the puzzle.
Yeah, should have did the puzzle. Next up, we have Shayna McDonald, 24 years old, from Craigavon. She's an account manager. She may play the ditzy blonde, but Shayna is managing two simultaneous careers, designing and marketing her own lingerie line while working as an account manager in the retail industry. To prepare for Survivor, she worked with a personal trainer and read The Art of War and SAS Survival Guide. The Art of War is a good book. I've heard multiple castaways talk about reading The Art of War before going to Survivor.
You see this expression? I read The Art of War before I went out there.
I should
have brought the book with me. Maybe that would have helped out. No knock against her, but I think that those first 10 days, if she could get past the first 10 days, she might have a chance. But
pre-merge.
Yeah, because here's the thing. There is no preparation for when you're there. You can do all the physical stuff, you can do all the mental stuff, but you're doing it in a bubble. When you get out there and you're in these games and these challenges and these personalities all come up, you gotta be ready to handle it. I'm like, pre-merge.
and Shayna, I am so sorry. She has reached out to me too. She's on my fantasy team. She's like, we're gonna kill it this season. I wish I could back you, girl, and please prove me wrong. But I do have pre-merge. I can't lie. I can't.
We will put her on the podcast and says, our podcast framed you wrong at the beginning. You are the superstar that you presented yourself to be. I look forward to having that podcast.
Don't just don't take anything that Abraham or I say. I said Chrissy was going to be a top 3 person out. I said Juicy Dave was going to be out in the second week, and we were just way wrong. Next up, we have Steffi Brink, 27 years old. She's a fitness model from Glen Austin, Midran. Survivor South Africa's own Laura Croft. Steffi is a fitness model, all-around athlete and entrepreneur who represented her country of birth, Namibia, at the 2015 Miss Universe pageant and participated in the Miss World Sport 2015. Steffi, who grew up on a farm, knows that you can only reach your full potential when you work hard and persevere through any kind of adversity. Could not say that word.
I know you was waiting on me, Randy.
Top 3. Steffi, top 3.
They're going to underestimate her.
Okay.
They're going to underestimate her, and she's coming back to play.
She's making merge. I'll say merge. I do think they're going to underestimate her a little bit. I think she'll kind of join a nice alliance. I think she's going to be someone who people go to right away. Especially the men. I hate to say it, but the men are going to, the single men are going to go towards her. I think she's going to get hitched on an alliance that's going to take her to the merge. And I think once she gets there, it'll be interesting to see how she controls her own game. I hope she cuts the rope on all the guys. I hope they're like holding on to her with a rope and then she just slices all of them out of the game. But I think she's going to make the merge. After
hanging out with Brad on his ranch, she got my vote. She did the farm life. I know the work ethic stuff. So Brad for 2 days straight had me working really hard. So I'm gonna say they're gonna underestimate her. I look forward to getting to the top 3.
Top 3. All right.
That's what I'm gonna put at.
Oh, I need to type in the next one, but I'll go ahead and say Tanaya Copeland is our next. Let me get the description here because they're not giving us the descriptions anymore. Here we go. So this is our 16th castaway, Tanaya Copeland. Oh, let me go down. Almost there. Sorry about that. Tonight, Copeland, she's 51 years old. She's an immigration consultant from Somerset West Cape Town. The rules and restrictions of society were not made with Tanaya in mind, or actually they were. It's just that this strong and independent woman is not going to pay much attention to them. Tanaya is a one-of-a-kind, unlike anyone else who has played the game of Survivor. She may be slightly older than her competitors, but it won't hold her back. This colorful 51-year-old immigration consultant is a self-proclaimed hedonist and an avid rock climber who loves all kinds of adventures and the outdoors. All right. So 51 years old, I believe, don't quote me on this, she's one of the older, if not the oldest castaway in the competition this season. But this is one, I don't think that's going to hurt her. I'm saying it. She's going to make it right before the merge. Right before the merge. I think she's going to be seen as a motherly figure. And they're going to like having her at the tribe, but hopefully she's not on the tribe that has to vote her out at some point. I'll say right before the merge, if not make the merge. She'll be very close to making merge.
I'm gonna go with she's gonna make the merge, and I'm gonna put her in my top 8. Here's the reason why. She are in her write up in her approach. She's already ready for the game of Survivor. She said she's gonna align herself with strong players, making herself valuable at camp and as a vote. She understands the game of Survivor.
Number one thing right there, make yourself a vote. They don't care. If you just say, I'll be a vote for you to make it farther in the game, that's all they need right there.
So I'm putting her in she's going to make the merge top 8.
See, Abraham, you think I say every older player can't make it far in the game. I think she can. I think she will be right at the merge.
We got Zane at first, and he's 50. So we got him together. He's like, oh, no. But she sees what's coming, and playing the game of Survivor will require you to be valuable in different ways. As long as you got value, you can stay in the game of Survivor. It don't get dicey until you get down to that last 6, and then it gets real dicey.
I'm still waiting for your next top 3 members. Next up, we've got Tevin Pillay. He's 32 years old, from Durban, an engineer. This engineer is also a cage fighter who loves pushing his mind and body beyond the limit. Analyzing everything is the name of his game. This guy's 32 years old. I'm looking at this picture of him. I see gray in his beard already. This man's 32.
No, he's 42. He's
42? That might have been a typo.
Look.
He's jacked.
Top 3.
Wow.
Top 3. He's about to annihilate him.
I'm saying his social game's not going to be where it needs to be. I'm saying pre-merge.
No. I'm going to do pre-merge. I'm putting him in top 3. And here's the reason why.
Wow, Abraham, one of us is going to be extremely wrong on this one.
Look, he's going to come into the game. He's going to, first of all, he's going to be equipped to suffer. So when you get in that latter part of the game where food may not be available, you're not really getting sleep, he's going to be able to compartmentalize all of that and perform. Now, you're right. His social game, if the social game go off the rails, he's out of there. But I got it in my top 3. I like it. I say he's going to come in there and he's going to put in some work.
Do you see the picture of this guy? This guy is ripped. This guy's jacked.
But
that's what
look at my man from season 42.
Jonathan
made it down to, if it wasn't came to fire, he would have been in the top 3.
That is that's what Abraham looks like in the wintertime when he bulks up and everything.
When I bulk up in the wintertime. One day we do Survivor Circus. Maybe when I go down to the beach, when I'm in Florida we're doing the charity event.
December,
Heart for
right?
Reality. December. Heart for Reality.
Yeah, and make sure to make it out to that event if you guys can. There is a growing list of guests, and it is going to be the be-all of be-all.
The last time I looked at the list count, it was 75 reality stars in attendance.
If I can make it, I will be there.
There's a lot of people on the list. People that I've watched on Survivor, people that I've watched on Big Brother, and they'll be there. I mean, we're supporting a good organization, Reality for Kids. Omar's doing that, so it's going to be a great opportunity to go out there and be a part of it. More to come. Matter of fact, I'll send you the information for it when I put it out.
Oh, awesome. All right, let's move on here to our 18th. Just 3 more people. Next up, we have Tevin Naidu. Tevin, 24-year-old medical doctor from Durban. Tevin is a Survivor boffin who has watched every season of every franchise, sometimes watching individual seasons up to 15 times. This doctor, whose interests lie in the fields of neuroscience, behavioral science, and physical believes that Survivor is the best human social experiment on Earth. Tevin plans to do a lot of lying on the island, as he feels that is the only way to play a successful social and strategic game is to have his competitors eating out the palm of his hand. A hero to the tribe and a villain to the viewers, Tevin's all-time favorite player of the game is Boston Rob. Whoo! Top 5. I
got to give him top 2.
Oh, top 2?
He said top 5. And here's the reason why. He studies the game of Survivor. Not saying that that's a prerequisite to try to go out here and play and win the game of Survivor. Because I'll tell anybody that's going to play Survivor, no matter who you studied in previous seasons, your season is going to be unique to you. The people that they select to be a part of your tribe are going to be unique to your experience, and you have to adapt to it. If he can adapt to that and he plays a controlled game, he has a chance to win.
I mean,
matter of fact, he's one of my winner picks.
He's one of them. Yeah, we'll make her official. This might all change. We will release, just like we do every year, we will release our official winner picks. By the way, just remind you guys, this all begins July 18th, which I don't think is, it's not this Monday. It's the following Monday. So in 2 weeks, 2 weeks.
Something, is it July 18th?
Yeah, July 18th. Yeah. So next Monday will be the 11th. So 2 weeks.
20 castaways.
Whew.
This is going to be exciting. That first episode is going to be really exciting.
I am very excited. But this guy just looks like you said, Abraham, he looks like he knows the game. He He's knowledgeable of the game. He loves Boston Rob. I expect him to play a lot like Boston Rob. I'm excited. I think, every season of Survivor, that's what's kind of been lacking in the US version. Every season of Survivor needs a villain. And I don't feel like Jonathan was a villain to some people, but not in the way that, makes it fun to watch. We won't get into that, but we need a villain.
You want to bag out. Everybody can't be hosted this week.
Tori, you could say Tori was a bit of a villain, but she went out early.
Our season.
Oh yeah.
I can't call anybody a villain on my season. They were all great people. Yeah, you're right. You need somebody to cheer for that says, "Look, I'm gonna do it my way," and this is how I might have to run over a couple of people because you want to see a couple of people ran over.
If you want a good example, we've already spoken about him many times. One of the best villains that I've ever seen play the game, the Joker. Just go watch the Joker play.
The Joker was good, but the Joker was still nice. He wasn't a.
He wasn't a bad guy, but he was a villain to the viewers.
The super villain of all Survivor US seasons that gets the tag of Russell Haynes. The brutal villain.
I see Sandra as a villain. I think Sandra's a good villain.
Her edit says she's a villain, but she kind of you can't she played her game, but her edit says she was a villain. I think she's probably really nice, but her edit says she's a villain. Russell, by actions, he was a villain. Coach, by action, was a villain.
So love Coach. I love Coach.
We got some villains out there. Okay, we got two more.
Yep, two more. Next up, we have Teresa M. Africa. Born marketing officer, PE born marketing officer, Teresa M. Africa, 36 years old, describes herself as the eternal optimist, fiercely loyal, and a colorful character who lives in my own world. I quote, "I'll stand out as an anomaly. I cannot tell. Yeah, on the show because I wouldn't be caught dead camping. Am a creature of comfort and would probably die if I ever did something like this alone." End quote. Yeah, thank you for that, Abraham. I could not get that word out. I was like, hey, it doesn't bother me. You guys can laugh at me all you want. I don't care. But no, I like her. I think she's got a kind heart. I think she could latch on to an alliance. Do I want to say merge? I'm interested to hear what you say because I'm kind of thinking pre-merge.
I'm gonna say merge, and here's my rationale behind it. I think she's that type of player that's going to be able to get along with everybody. I think she's not going to come off as a threat, and only after the merge would she be one of the people that just say, "Hey, she's expendable." Yeah, I think she's one of the ones she's going to make it to the merge.
I do agree with that. That's why I'm having difficulty. I could see her being expendable. I could see her being one of the first vote outs just because they're like, we'll just get rid of her. I hate to say pre-merge. She seems so nice, but
let's go merge together. Let's just
I'll go merge with you.
Let's go merge.
And then last but not least, we have Tony Tibbet. Tony, 38 years old, content developer from Johannesburg. Tony is a Survivor fan who describes herself as an open-minded, passionate potty mouth. This CrossFit fanatic hopes that she can downplay her physical prowess until later in the game, which you won't be able to, while focusing on her ability to play a good social game within her tribe. Tony enjoys a good laugh and admits to have a naughty sense of humor, but if provoked, she will not shy away from confrontation and speaking her mind as she can't help but wear her heart on her sleeve. And this is my final pre-merge of the season.
This is also my winner pick.
What? No. Oh my gosh. Do you guys know what just went down? I said pre-merge. She's going out pre-merge, and Abraham just said winner.
Winner pick.
Wow. Look, we are on two different pages with Tony.
Look, you got to learn from your past, and all these are returning players. And there's not a lot of people coming from her season. So she didn't worry about that baggage. Look, she didn't worry about that baggage, and I think she can balance out everything. Here's a comment she had. Understanding the need to form social bonds early in the game, and she says, had to learn to stroke egos. Hey, look, if she goes in that game enjoying herself and doing what she just said, winner pick.
Wow, I am blown away. I mean, I'm not. I want all these people to do good, and everyone that I've said is pre-merge. I hope you prove me wrong. I really do. I'm worried about the confrontation thing. We have multiple people in this season that are wild cards who are very confrontational, and all it takes is two of them to fight, and they're gone. And I'm nervous about that with Tony, and she's not going to be able to hide her physical prowess. It's just not going to happen. We've heard physical players in the past in Survivor say that. I don't want to be seen as a physical threat. I'm going to sit back. And it just doesn't happen. It doesn't. It's harder than you think.
You don't stop being physical because you say, nah, I'm just going to take it easy. No, you want to win. Look at
Yeah,
Shay.
exactly. You want to win. Exactly.
Shay was a physical threat. Shay was a disciplined physical threat. She came in Survivor and she lasted in Survivor because of her physicality, because of yoga and everything else. Because she was on the chopping block pretty much every vote. Every vote, they wanted to vote her out. And she survived. She won, 3-4 challenges?
Yeah. She won the most challenges. Yeah.
So that's who she reminds me of. Tori's going to be another Shay in the sense that she can handle her own and she's going to dominate when she's going to dominate. She's going to stroke her ego when she has to. And when you get those numbers whittled down and you're down to the last 5 and she's still there, guess what? She's a threat. But by that time, you're not going to be doing anything with her.
Well, there you have it. We have made our predictions on all 20 castaways who are competing on Survivor South Africa. Season 9, Return of the Outcasts, which I've never seen an episode of Survivor South Africa, but I have heard it is way different than Survivor Australia and Survivor US. I've had multiple people tell me it's their favorite version of the show. I mean, Abraham, it's so cool. I mean, I've always been a Survivor fan, but it's so cool that we're covering Survivor Australia and South Africa, because if you go to someone who doesn't know about them and you just tell them, Survivor, just like basketball, we're basketball fans. Basketball is all different all over the world. And if you tell people Survivor is a different game, depending on where you play it, they're going to say, no, it's all the same thing. It's not. It is not. It is so cool to see how different each of these games are played in these different countries.
Now, I'm excited to be a part of this whole podcast and reviewing. I played in US Survivor. I would love to go play in Australian Survivor, but I understand that when you land in that particular location, that's when the game really starts. The pregame where we start, they're selected, we see who the players are going to be. Now you got to say, okay, can you play the game? Can you outwit, outlast, outplay, and become the sole survivor? What would be a cool thing is to bring the winners of the different survivors and let them all compete.
Do like a Survivor Worlds, or they've already done Worlds Apart, but Survivor global, World something. Global all-star of survivors. All the winners come back and play. and bring a lot. Do like 40 castaways.
Oh,
no, 30 or 40. You got to bring back all the best players. It's got to be like a mega season.
See, Randy, we have to fire you from the company. You can only bring back 20 because of time and cost. So depending on where it's at, let's bring a global survivor. Let's put that out there. Right along with my season to come back. Let's put that global survivor out there and enjoy ourselves. Hey, Randy, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad we're back. We're gonna have some fun this season. South Africa.
We're back. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for listening. Go check out our Instagram at Survivor Now Podcast. Go check out Abraham's. Abraham, what's your Instagram?
It's going to be Abraham_99_99.
Go give him a follow. Go give myself a follow at I'm Randy Bruce. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps us grow on our YouTube channel, and make sure to subscribe for even more content. Don't forget, if you want to join us on July 23rd or something like that, whenever we cover the first week of Survivor South Africa, you got to join our premium program, 99 cents a month. Not that much, less than a pack of gum, 99 cents a month. And then is there anything else? Oh, I will say this. That shirt, that beautiful shirt that Abraham is sporting there, if you want one, if you want to get a shirt created and rep your favorite podcast, I have to make sure to give a shout out to Scandalous Creations. That's Scandalous. Kreations. Go check out Scandalous Creations on Instagram at scandalous_creations. They did an amazing job on that shirt, and Abraham got that put together for us. And I love it. I have one. I should have worn it. I'll wear it on the first episode that we do for Survivor South Africa. But reach out if you want a shirt, because they're great quality, Abraham.
Hey, look, we're supporting Survivor. That's what we do.
Support each other. Well, we got to get off here because Abraham's going to go talk to Danny, his fellow castaway from season 41, and check out the challenge night. Check out the challenge and Big Brother on CBS this evening. And everyone have a great day. We'll catch you in 2 weeks for Survivor South Africa, return of the Outcasts. Thank you guys.